Hey everybody, it's Jason from the Texas Gun Vault, and today's video is going to be on some range gear review. And today's gear is the Walker's Razor Pro Digital Low Profile Hearing Protection. This was donated to the channel by one of my local subscribers named David. He sent me a whole box if you watched one of my mailroom videos. This was one of the items that he sent. He said I can do with it as I like. I can either review it, use it as a giveaway. Well, I have never owned a pair of electronic hearing protection, so I've always wanted to try one out. I have always in the past used kind of the basic sets, and to me, I'm very sensitive when it comes to hearing protection. Number one, I'm a musician professionally, so my hearing is very important to me. But also, I have a gigantic head. It's probably how I store all of this knowledge that I have. So when it comes to hearing protection, I'm very sensitive, especially when it comes to the foam around the ears and what completely seals the ear, and the type of eyes that I use, so the eye protection. So if they're too thick, it can kind of rub, and I don't always get a good full seal, and I have to be very careful, and that's why sometimes I also use earplugs as well in conjunction with ear muffs. So I've been using this set here by Champion. This has kind of been like my regular setup here. They're low profile as well. These kind of fit my gigantic head pretty well. There's a lot of adjustments on them. So with someone with a gigantic noggin like myself, that seems to fit and be really comfortable, has a nice seal, and when I use various types of eye protection, it still works very, very, very well. So that's really kind of where I'm coming from with this. So let's go ahead and get this thing unboxed, check them out. I'll try them on. I don't know if batteries are included or not, but I'm going to the range today. It's one of the reasons why I'm actually dressed up, not because I dressed up to go to the range, but I just got back from church, and on the way home, my wife goes, "Hey, do you want to go get some lunch and go shooting?" I'm like, heck yeah, but I have to film this one video and unboxing before we go because I want to try these out. So let's go ahead and unbox these, see what they look like, what it says on the box that they do, and then let's get to the range. All right, so here they are. As I said, it's the Walker's Razor Pro Digital Low Profile Muffs. On the back here it says 23 decibel rating, active dynamic sound suppression, high gain omnidirectional microphones, dynamic wind noise reduction, superior clear digital sound, auto shut off, which I do like because my wife has a set of electronic hearing protection, and sometimes I forget to turn them off when I'm putting them back in the bag, and they have to have the batteries replaced the next time we go. So I just have to be very aware of that. I like this has a nice auto shut off. Audio input jack, I guess that's if you want to listen to music. Ultra compact and collapsible, and includes 2 AAA batteries. So I guess batteries are included. Batteries not included was a great movie back in the 1980s, if you guys ever saw that. So let's open this thing up and check it out. Let's see if that's enough to package. There we go. I don't know why they seal this stuff with such thick plastic. It's always so hard to get out. All right, let's get that out of the way. All right, so here we are. So far, they look pretty nice. Got some instruction manuals there. Got some batteries inside. One of the things I like here is that the knob is not protruding out. My wife's electronic hearing protection, it sticks out this way, and sometimes you can easily bump it if you're adjusting them on your head. The microphones are obviously here. I really like how it has kind of a gray-black camo look to it. The foam seems to be nice and soft. Seems to have a lot of adjustments on it. So, let's see, here's the audio input jack. That is kind of a neat feature. I'll have to read the instructions about that. Knob is easily adjustable. That's pretty cool. Let's check out the battery compartment, which I guess, let's see here. Just kind of looking at it, don't know where they go. So I may have to read the instruction manual there. Or maybe it's up here. I think it might be up here. There they are. All right, so the batteries look like they're going to be a little bit hard to get in and out. Well, harder than usual. It's not too bad. The battery compartment is just not in the most optimal place. There's that. With my big old fat fingers, it's a little bit harder to get on and off, but that seems to work well. All right, that up in there. Let's see here. So I don't know if there's an on and off on the knob itself. Okay. So here we go. So if I go louder and softer. All right. So I will get these things to the range, and I will let you know how they work, how they feel, and get some footage of me actually using them. And I'll let you know, are they worth the money? Alright, so as you can see, I got the Walker Razor Pro low profile electronic hearing protection to the range. So what do I think after shooting it? Well, I gotta say I was lucky that when I got there, the range was exceptionally busy. There was a lot going on. People shooting rifles, people shooting really powerful caliber handguns. So I was able to really see if this was going to muffle the sound. And I gotta say, it works as advertised. I really feel, however, that the sound suppression on my standard ones are probably a little bit better. But I'm not 100% sure if that's because these kind of hug my face a little bit better, or hug my head. I kind of feel like they're a little bit tighter. These don't do it as well. Normally, most hearing protection does hug my head really tight because I just have a massive melon. It is just big. I can't even really wear hats because I can't get hats in my size. So normally when it comes to hearing protection, it really only expands to a certain size. These, I gotta say, have a huge range of motion, but they don't necessarily fit tightly on my head. They do work and they do have a seal. Only a couple times based off of the motion of my head, or maybe I was talking, did it ever break a seal on one side. And I could hear it for just a second where just enough gap happened where I could hear around the earmuffs. That's not really a big deal. Normally I would take care of that by also running earplugs, as I had mentioned. But I can't do that. The whole point of these is to be able to hear normally. The volume switch is pretty intuitive. I figured it out. Normally on these things you don't got to read the owner's manual. I mean, come on, I'm a dude, right? So to turn it on and off, you push the button in and then you adjust the volume. I gotta say the electronics on this thing, as I mentioned, work really well. I could hear everything nice and crisp, and the omnidirectional microphone works exceptionally well. Of course, when you use these, you tend to lose your sense of spatial direction when it comes to sound, but that just goes with any electronic hearing protection. So I'm gonna give these, and when it comes to my little star rating, I'm gonna give them definitely a solid 4 out of 5 stars. The main issue with this is if you're gonna be shooting anything that's really loud, or you're shooting indoors where there's a lot of people, it might not give you the full range of sound suppression that you would get on kind of a standard set of hearing protection or earmuffs. But if I was shooting by myself, shooting outside, these would be absolutely perfect. The other issue that I had or would have with these is because they don't fit so snugly on my head, I have to make sure that I use eye protection that has a very thin leg to it, or arm to it. I don't know what you would call that little thing. So definitely so it can make the seal around that. Now these are my wife's hearing protection, and they're pretty thin, but they're definitely a little bit on the thicker side. I know that's not coming into focus there, but yeah, you can tell that they're pink because they're hers. Don't laugh at me. They're not mine, I swear, right? But if I wore these and then put on the electronic hearing protection, it does not necessarily make a complete seal. I can definitely tell that there's a little bit of gap there, where if I'm using my personal set that has the really thin arms there, I get a complete seal, and that's what I'm looking for. So just because it just doesn't fit snugly on my head, I don't have a problem with either of those with my standard set. But as I said, if I'm going to be shooting by myself or I'm outside, these are going to be just fine. I'm super sensitive to this stuff because as a professional musician, I definitely want to keep my hearing in the best shape it possibly can be. So that's it. So there it is. My range report on some range gear on the Walker Razor Digital electronic hearing protection. Are they for you? I don't know. Go check out a pair yourself. I kind of like them. And as I mentioned, I did not purchase these. They were given me, but not by the company. They were by another subscriber here locally. So I'm very grateful for these, and I'm definitely going to continue using these and put these in my range bag, and just depending on the shooting situation, I may pull these out or I may pull out my traditional pair, just depending on what I'm shooting. So there you go. Save your hearing. So if you can't shoot suppressed, use hearing protection. I know there's some people out there, even at outdoor ranges, if you're shooting a 22, they don't use hearing protection. Please use hearing protection. Save your ears. Your hearing does not get better over time. It doesn't heal. Once you lose it, you lose it. So there you go. So let me know if you have any questions, and do you guys like to run electronic hearing protection? So as always, thanks for watching.